I'm not a tailor, I'm a cutter. The outfit was written and directed by Graham Moore in his feature film debut, also written by Jonathan Mclean, who has one other writing credit and some acting credits according to his IMDb, not to be confused with the iconic Bruce Willis character from the Die Hard franchise. No, this is a real person. So you're telling me that Hollywood can create an iconic character like Jonathan Mclean while real-life Jonathan Mclean exists in the real world that still will not stop hassling Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20? My fucking goodness, Hollywood, you continue to blow my mind. This is streaming exclusively on Peacock, otherwise known as The Cock to some people, and is set in 1950 Chicago, where we center around a cutter, not a tailor, played by Mark Rylance, who plays Leonard, or English, as some people call him because he's British, and he has his own shop with a receptionist, Mabel, played by Zoe Deutsch, who, she has big dreams. She wants to go travel Europe and everything, but Leonard's like, been there, done that, I just want to have my shop. And some of his clients are mobsters, because it's 1950 Chicago, obviously. I would be shocked if some of the other people weren't, I don't know, friends of mobsters and the wives of mobsters and everything, but he only makes suits for men. That's referenced a little bit later in the movie. And I'd heard a lot about this movie. I'd actually heard that it was really, really good. The acting was really goddamn good, and I wanted to see how it was. I didn't really want to pay a ton for it. It didn't seem like something I need to go out in the theaters to watch. But I wanted to see if it ever dropped on a streaming service. Peacock bought the exclusive rights, so I decided to give it a shot, and I'm so fucking glad I did. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. I can absolutely see why people praise this. Mark Rylance was fucking phenomenal in this. It's not a one-character movie or one-actor movie, but it's fucking brilliant. It's like a stage play come to life, dripping with atmosphere. Even though it pretty much only takes place in one location, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. And for a first-time director, Graham Moore, he fucking nails it. He nails the goddamn stuff. Even though it is very predictable, the way they set stuff up and the way things are done, there's enough layers to what isn't a deep story to where it's like, you can peel this back. Ooh, I'm really enjoying this. Ooh, okay, cool. This is really, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It was really, really good. So basically, Leonard has his shop. Mabel's his secretary or receptionist. And since he has a lot of clientele that are mobsters, including Roy Boyle, played by Simon Russell Beale, he was his first customer when he came over from London. And since then, he's done the suits for him, his son, another gang member named Francis, and various other people. And then one night, a certain event happens where something happens to one of the mobsters, and a series of events, a chain of events, start going, and a chain reaction happens where life could fracture and everything could get really, really fucked. And Leonard has to use his smarts to try and figure out a way to stay alive, keep the people he loves alive, and figure out a way out of the situation while not dying, because dying is bad for your health. As Brooke Shields once said, when you die, you lose the best part of your life. So this movie's really goddamn good. Mark Rylance is fucking phenomenal in this. I fucking love this movie. And I'm not the biggest mob movie fan, but it's very film noir-like, the way they do it. Like the way they film it, the way they frame it. There isn't a lot of depth to, outside like a few characters, but they add enough depth where everything's really, really good and just dripping with atmosphere and just dripping with charisma. And there's enough dread, but there's also enough where it's like, oh, wow, there's some, they might find a way to get out of this. Oh, we throw this curveball over here. Just everything's really, really well done and well framed, and it's just really, really fucking phenomenal. And I really can't praise it enough. If you have Peacock, absolutely give this a fucking shot. If this does not get does not gain a bit of a cult following, I don't really know what we're doing here. This is really goddamn good. I can't praise Mark Rylance enough. Dylan O'Brien was good as Roy's son Richie. Zoe was actually pretty good as well. And then there's Francis, Johnny Flynn. Johnny Flynn just sounds like the biggest mobster name in all honesty. But it's really, really good. Really great performances. And it proves that there are some people, you think you know them and you don't really know them. They're like Edge as mobsters. The edge of mobsters, as it will. Better than the edge of black. Anyway, moving on from that. No, non-wrestling fans have no fucking idea what I mean when I say Edge. But anyway, this movie's really, really fucking good. Very, very well performed. Mark Rylance, fucking great. They have enough reveals to keep you going. Not even keep you guessing, just keep you going. You really, really enjoy it. So I highly praise this. It's on Peacock. I'm going to get into spoilers. Those spoilers will not take very long, but 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Okay, so again, it's on Peacock. So Richie ends up getting shot one night. There's this other group called the Fontaines and also this group called the Outfit that have been dropping letters into this particular, box because Leonard, aka English, does stuff for the mob, and they kind of use his shop as a bit of a front. Mabel's aware of this. Mabel also gets involved with Richie, that may or may not have something to do with this whole thing going on. And this whole outfit, they find out, if it's from the outfit with a zero, with a circle on it, and then also with lines at the end of said circle. So that's actually a pretty cool stamp there. They must have very good ink wells to be able to get that many things stamped. And after Richie gets shot and Francis is trying to help him because they got in a firefight with the Fontaines, what ends up happening is Leonard decides to, find a way to play them against each other. And Francis and Richie are not battling, but there's this tape in this briefcase, and basically they have to get this tape, they have to find a way to listen to this tape to find out who the rat is, because somebody is ratting out their, them to the feds and the Fontaines and stuff like that, and oh my god, their whole operation can get brought down. So, what's great about this, though, is just the way they pace it. Leonard is, fucking brilliant. He's a great deceiver, while also just playing, the British guy that just, wants to be a cutter, not a tailor. He also has a bit of a backstory where it turns out that he lost his shop in a fire, and the shears that he trained with were the only shears that the only thing that he was able to bring over from London. And what's great about this is Francis ends up shooting Richie when they accuse each other of all this stuff, and something gets bumped. Leonard strategically bumps his chair enough of a squeak, and then boom, Richie gets shot in the neck. They hide his body in the chest while the father is coming to look for him. And then some things get set in motion where Francis ends up basically saying, well, we have to cover this up and everything, tell him that he went out, he did all this stuff. But Richie's code is left there. There's a lot of really good layers here. The dad shows up and says, Leonard, you've done you've done a whole lot for my family. And Francis is just this fucking goddamn slime ball dick. He's just a fucking slime ball dick. He did have this one cool chat with Richie, which was actually pretty goddamn nice. But Francis ends up being a horrible liar. You would think that the dad could have fucking seen through this, but Francis has meant a lot to his family and taken bullets for him. Dad goes out to find Richie eventually, but Francis stays behind. He had brought, Mabel there because, well, what the hell is going on here? What? It's like, she's Richie's girl. She should know this stuff. All these cliches with just the right amount of twist are done really, really well, and terrific performances, by the way. So, Mabel and Leonard were left there with Francis, and there had been a phone call that, Leonard had made. And this call had been made to the Fontaines that basically, he pretended to be, oh, this guy found Richie. Go to this address. He's there. He's waiting for you. And then the Fontaines end up killing them in a firefight. And it turns out that that Leonard had set all this stuff up. That basically Francis wants to ambush Fontaine. He wants to control both groups. But then, Leonard's like, no, this stuff's going on here and everything. And then these two guys shoot him. The two guards of Miss Fontaine shoot him, or La Fontaine, because she's French. And it seems like everything's good. He explains what happened because they were going to make a deal for this tape. And this tape turned out to actually be a fake. Because he recorded a tape and he did this. It turned out the outfit had never heard of the Boyles. And it was just a way to destroy them and kill them and everything. And get rid of them because he's tired of mobsters. Because he had to work for mobsters when he was younger. And he basically told Mabel, go out, see the world, take this money, I'll be fine. And then it turns out, even though it was hours later, Francis was apparently alive, shoots Leonard, and you think Leonard's going to die. You think Leonard's just this meek guy that, he's kind of a dick and he got away with it. Nope. It turns out Leonard was actually a freaking vicious criminal himself, and those shears, he used them with malice. Stabs him in the goddamn neck, even after getting shot in the arm, and this was while he had decided to set fire to his shop and start anew. And that's it. He leaves. Francis is bleeding out there. Mabel's off somewhere with all the money, and he burned all his stuff, took the shears, and decided he's going to go somewhere else. You never know what somebody's past actually is. This was fucking brilliant. I encourage you guys to check this out because I can't even cover everything in the spoilers. It's just really, really good. It's dripping with atmosphere and terrific acting. A+, one of my favorite movies of the year by far. I encourage you guys to check it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.